Tonight on NewsWatch, have chemical weapons been used in Syria? What that could mean for the war-torn country and the rest of the Middle East.
Plus, a shocking shooting in Oklahoma. We'll look at why a group of teenagers say they killed a man out for a jog.
And meet a man that works as a secret shopper for churches and how pastors are using his work to make their congregations better. All this and more tonight on NewsWatch. Good evening, I'm Mark Martin.
And I'm Wendy Griffith. There are new allegations tonight that the Syrian government is using chemical weapons on rebels and innocent civilians.
It's a so-called red line President Obama once warned would force the U.S. to act. Dale Hurd has tonight's top story.
Syrian government forces fired intense artillery and rocket barrages Wednesday into the eastern suburbs of Damascus in what some claim was a poisonous gas attack that killed at least 100 people, including many children.
Human Rights Watch has spoken today to 10 residents from eastern Ghouta, including 2 physicians. The residents consistently told us about field hospitals in the area being overwhelmed with civilians that were suffering from a range of symptoms, including nausea, suffocation, foaming at the mouth, and dilated pupils.
The Syrian regime called claims of a chemical attack absolutely baseless. In March this year, President Obama suggested that the use of chemical weapons might force the U.S. to intervene in the Syrian civil war.
To use potential weapons of mass destruction on civilian populations crosses another line, and that is going to be a game changer.
A reporter later pressed the White House about that comment.
Jay, did the president mean it when he said use of chemical weapons would be a game changer in Syria?
Yes, he did.
So what does that mean?
The president made clear the use of or the transfer to terrorist groups of chemical weapons by the Assad regime would be crossing a red line.
But America's Middle East policy is already in tatters after it found itself supporting Muslim extremists in Egypt against that nation's popularly backed military. And the White House is probably not eager to get involved in the Syrian conflict. For now, it's asked the UN to investigate. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
And joining us now is Dr. Walid Phares. He's the author of the book, The Coming Revolution, Struggle for Freedom in the Middle East. Dr. Phares, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Wendy.
Well, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon calls the allegations of chemical weapon use in Syria shocking, but this isn't the first time such accusations have been made against the regime. Are they really that shocking, and are they likely true?
The videos that we've looked at least those who were made available, shows that indeed there was a use of that kind of weapon. What we don't know is which unit, what individual, and all of that needs many more reports and UN thorough investigation. But certainly there has been use of chemicals, some sort of chemical weapons at this point in time.
Well, as you know, the UN Security Council met this afternoon about the chemical weapon situation. Do you think anything will come out of that meeting?
Look, there will be experts who are going to be talking about it. The Secretary General, all the high bureaucrats of the UN are very concerned, and they would like to see the Security Council acting even under Chapter 7, because this is really a threat against international law, against many other aspects of security in the region. The problem is political and legal. Most likely, Russia and China, with veto powers, will block any decision, but there will be negotiations about what to do on the ground to save civilians from the use of that kind of weapon.
What danger does the situation in Syria pose to the rest of the Middle East?
Reality is that Syria is not anymore a national battlefield, as was the case in Libya's civil war, because the regime there is supported by the Iranian regime, by the Iraqi government in some sort of fashion, and also by Hezbollah, which is fighting inside Syria. There's a whole alliance. And of course, the opposition is backed by Turkey, by Qatar, by other Arab countries. The most concerning thing about the opposition is infiltration by Al-Qaeda. So now an American decision is not going to be only about Syria or about Assad. If you want to do anything now about Syria, we've got to consider all these foreign regional interventions. What can we do to help civilians? Most likely is to have a consensus in the international community in creating some sort of zones, peace zones or security zones in Syria in the south and parts in the north. But other than that, it's going to be very, very difficult.
All right, Dr. Walid Phares, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much for your insights.
Thank you for having me.
Former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak could soon be a free man. Officials say an Egyptian court ordered he be released. That after the 85-year-old agreed to return or pay the value of gifts he received from state news organizations while in office. It was the last of 3 cases brought against him since he was ousted from power. Prosecutors say it's unlikely they will appeal the decision. Mubarak's release could fuel the unrest already gripping that country.
Back here at home, the American soldier convicted of giving sensitive information to Wikileaks has been sentenced to 35 years in prison. While working in Iraq, Bradley Manning digitally copied and released more than 700,000 documents, including Iraq and Afghanistan battlefield reports and State Department cables. He was found guilty last month of 20 crimes, including 6 violations of the Espionage Act. But a military judge acquitted the 25-year-old of the most serious charge, aiding the enemy. In today's sentencing, the judge ordered Manning's prison stay be reduced by time already served, but he still has to complete a third of his sentence before he can become eligible for parole. And the trial of the soldier accused in the deadly Fort Hood shooting rampage has adjourned ahead of tomorrow's closing arguments. Major Nidal Hasan is representing himself in the trial. He rested his case today without calling any witnesses or testifying in his own defense. Hasan has said before the evidence would show that he is the shooter. The American-born Muslim says he, quote, switched sides and that the shooting was in defense of Taliban fighters in Afghanistan. Hasan could face the death penalty if convicted for the attack that killed 13 people and wounded more than 30 others.
It's a shooting that's sending shockwaves across the nation. 3 Oklahoma teenagers have been charged in the death of a college baseball star simply out for a jog. It happened in broad daylight, and investigators say one suspect claims they just did it because they were bored.
Did he say what's wrong with him?
58 minutes.
He said he's shot.
The victim is 22-year-old Christopher Lane, who authorities say was jogging when the suspects drove by and opened fire. The star athlete, born in Australia, was attending East Central University in Oklahoma on a baseball scholarship.
He gave up a lot to follow his dream. He gave up Friday nights and 18th parties to be at the VIS at 8 o'clock the next morning.
They were a really lovely couple.
Lane had left his girlfriend Sarah Harper's house shortly before he was gunned down.
I'm really glad that I got the 4 years with him.
This week, prosecutors charged 2 Oklahoma teenagers, 15-year-old James Edwards Jr. and 16-year-old Chauncey Luna, with first-degree murder. A third teen is charged as an accessory. Police say the boys went out last Friday looking for a thrill killing. Investigators say one of the suspects claimed, "We were bored and had nothing to do."
They witnessed the young man run by on the street, chose him as the target.
The teens allegedly posted this cryptic message on social media. Bang, 2 drops in 2 hours. Authorities say their goal was to kill at least one other person. Business owners with surveillance video near the scene of the murder helped police track down the teens. Meanwhile, back in Australia on the field where Lane first played baseball, home plate is now covered in flowers to honor a 22-year-old man taken by senseless violence.
Has he stopped breathing? Yes. Yes, they say he has.
It's a disturbing story. In the wake of the shooting, one former Australian deputy prime minister is calling on Australians to boycott the U.S. as a way to pressure Congress to act on gun control measures.
So sad. Well, wildfires like the ones currently burning out west are proving to be costly for the country. Over the past year, more than $1 billion federal dollars have been spent battling fires. Right now, nearly 18,000 crews are fighting the 48 wildfires burning uncontained in western states. In California, one fire is threatening the outskirts of Yosemite National Park, forcing the evacuation of camps and nearby homes.
It's terrifying how unpredictable it is and how fast it's moving. I don't even know what to think anymore, really.
For the first time in 5 years, the National Interagency Fire Center has raised America's wildfire preparedness level to the highest tier.
Coming up, we'll visit Louisiana for a first-hand look at the phenomenon that is Duck Dynasty.
from CBN.
Broken Eardrum is playing at the Civic tonight.
And you'll just have to miss it.
This is so incredibly unfair.
A special story of love and sacrifice.
Joy, Mom comes up with something.
Christopher Quantum, you and I are going to discuss your attitude right this minute. Superbook.
No.
Join the Superbook DVD Club and get Superbook's newest episode, He is Risen. Plus 2 copies to share with others, all for your gift of $25.
They have arrested Jesus, the Messiah. Do you not know that I have the power to crucify you?
No, please, you can't! They've taken him to Golgotha. We must hurry. Mary is about to lose her son. The worst thing any mother could face. I am not leaving her.
Superbook. It's an amazing way to build a strong spiritual foundation in the children you love.
Mary, who are you looking for?
I've seen him! He is alive!
Superbook. He is Risen. Available now.
In 2008, my husband Gary departed for heaven. I was still grieving. And then to find out I had cancer, I began praying, God, how do I do this? Where do I do this? Cancer Treatment Centers of America was the place. Dr. Neelam outlined a plan that would take care of my mind and my body, and she prayed with me.
For Bible-believing Christians, we're able to pray with them in a much deeper way as they begin to really rely upon their faith.
At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we believe in the power of faith and prayer as indispensable allies in the fight against complex and advanced stage cancer.
I'm back in Telluride on the mountain skiing. I feel strong and healthy.
Advanced medicine and technology.
And I am a survivor.
The warm embrace of the spirit and the power of prayer.
These are happy tears.
Please go to cancercenter.com/faith. Appointments available now. Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Care that never quits.
Jim is 38, mortgage, married, 3 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. Jim can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $19 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll comparison shop the pick of insurance companies like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. Jim's wife, Deidre, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Welcome back. Across America, people are getting ready to tune in tonight to watch one of the most popular shows on TV, Duck Dynasty.
That's right. Last Wednesday's season premiere on A&E made cable ratings history. Jennifer Wishon traveled to Duck Commander headquarters to find out what all the hype is about.
Here at Duck Commander headquarters in West Monroe, Louisiana, some days people wait hours just to take a picture in front of the sign made famous by one of television's hottest shows. It's an unlikely recipe for TV. The long-haired, bearded Robertson men, who were sometimes mistaken as homeless despite their fame, their beautiful wives, combined with hunting and faith in God, it's a concoction many Americans can't get enough of. To fans, simply,
it's awesome.
Patrick's family traveled from Arkansas. They promised him they'd visit before school started.
And they promote family, they promote Christian beliefs, and it's funny, it's entertaining, and not to mention that it's just an all-around family-oriented show.
It's extremely funny. I mean, I watched it the other night and I'm like crying while I'm laughing so hard.
3 generations of this family made Duck Commander a stop on their vacation.
It's just a good family show with good family qualities and everything like that. So it just is fun to watch, and it makes you feel good. And how
modern
they live
day
by
Waltons. When the show started gaining traction, the Robertsons say folks would show up at Duck Commander and just hang out. So over the past year, the family has worked hard to show their fans Southern hospitality. Now, along with duck calls, the Robertsons stock merchandise about them that their fans gobble up.
It's awesome. I mean, you see all this on TV and then you're here and it's just surreal.
Viewers say the show is so appealing because it's, well, wholesome, a refreshing escape from a world that often forgets what's really important.
I think they're good role models for the family.
Things are so fast-paced. It seems like when you watch that show, it kind of puts things back in perspective and keeps you, and just puts a smile on your face.
At Duck Commander headquarters in West Monroe, Louisiana, Jennifer Wishon, CBN News.
Got to watch that. Well, Al Jazeera America is now on the air. The news network went live yesterday afternoon on 4 major cable and satellite TV distributors. Some here in America say Al Jazeera Media Network has a history of anti-American coverage. The Qatar-based company says it launched Al Jazeera America to provide what it calls unbiased, in-depth domestic and global news.
Up next, why one man goes undercover to help churches improve and reach more people.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
Welcome back. Well, you may have heard of mystery shoppers. Mark, they go undercover to evaluate customer service at stores.
Yeah, well, now there's a new twist on the concept. Pastors are using it to make their churches better. Ephraim Graham explains in tonight's Focus Report.
Don't be nervous. I got to be straight with you. You're an undercover boss.
From Undercover Boss.
You just have 2 new servers that just started today.
Yeah. Same Destiny.
Yeah. They are our undercover mystery diner waitresses.
To Mystery Diners. The covert concept not only creates popular television shows, it's answering the prayers of some church leaders.
The concept of the secret church shopper is not original to me.
But Thomas Harrison has added the angle of mystery worshiper.
Even the American Medical Association recommends to their member doctors to have secret patient shoppers.
And this former pastor gets calls from churches across the country to secretly check things out.
I never know when the phone rings, if it's New York or Chicago or Los Angeles or some other place. I have the most interesting questions that people ask me.
Harrison finds some most interesting things on these visits.
I've noticed poison sumac growing in the flower beds next to the main entrance, 4 foot tall. Churches are cluttered. They have collections of materials in various places. There seems to be no order. And if you think about it, we do that at our home too. There have been occasions, honestly, when I have entered the worship facility and exited and no one has spoken to me.
Harrison's attention to detail is only exceeded by his heart for helping churches improve and reach more people with the gospel. We followed him on a recent secret visit to Mason City Christian Church in central Illinois.
I'm really excited about what Mr. Harrison the ministry that he has, and I want to share it with a lot of people, but I have to keep that to myself.
Pastor Joe Brazino invited Harrison, but he's just a bit nervous about what his church members will think when they find out.
It's almost like you've been punked. No, I think that there'll be a good reception. You know, I've been working with my leaders here at the church, doing a lot of leadership training and kind of preparing them without them knowing.
When the pastor first came to lead the Mason City congregation, it was meeting here in this building and hovered at about 200. It quickly grew to 400 members strong and relocated, but it's hovered at that 400 number for the last few years.
Since we moved into this larger building, we have begun to attract people from surrounding towns and villages around here. Some drive 30 miles, some drive 40 miles. We've also noticed in our church that we've had people come, but they'll stay for a while and then they'll leave, and we try to seek to reach out to them. But so there's been a little bit of for lack of a better word, of a revolving door.
Many times, the experience that a guest will have at a church determines whether that guest returns to become a member or not.
With that in mind, Harrison pays close attention to how church members greet guests. After all these years, one story still stands out, though he would never reveal where it happened.
During the fellowship time where everyone is shaking hands, a woman behind me leans over past me to shake the hand of the woman in front of me. And in the process doesn't say, hello, move, you're in my way, or anything. So I feel abandoned while everyone else is shaking hands and I'm just standing here. And prior to that, I had been bumped from my seat 2 times.
Harrison urges churches to make reaching people who are new to the church experience a top priority. So after every visit, he delivers a 30 to 50-page report to help the church improve. It's based on the 5-Star Church, a book dedicated to Christian excellence.
The same God who called us also made us, and there are occasions when our body does not function the way God intended or designed, and we have to go to a doctor or to a physical therapist, and the same God that heals us also provides these occupations. So it's all about diagnosis. It is a snapshot of what's happening in this congregation at this moment in time.
And that's the picture Pastor Brazino hopes will help his members make a difference.
All of us as pastors, we have blind spots. And no matter how much research we do or how much we seek to improve what we're doing for the glory of God and the effectiveness of His kingdom, I think that there are areas that we all could improve on.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News, Mason City, Illinois.
Up next, how Operation Blessing is still working in tornado-devastated Moore, Oklahoma.
Stop struggling with heavy hoses that are kinked and deliver little or no water. Or worse, break. Introducing the incredible Flexible Hose. Turn the water on and it expands up to 3 times its original length, so you can easily guide it anywhere you need without tangling. When you turn the water off, as it drains, the hose retracts back to its original shape. Standard rubber hoses can weigh between 8 and 12 pounds, but a 25-foot flexible hose weighs less than a pound. The Flexible Hose is so compact and lightweight, a child can manage a 75-foot hose easily. The Flexible Hose will never kink and is guaranteed to take the mess out of watering your lawn and plants. So washing your windows or spraying off your gutters has never been easier. The Flexible Hose is made of a tough double wall construction that is designed to bend and stretch but never kink.
Flexible Hose is designed like a fire hose for speed, storage, and strength to last a really long time.
Call or visit flexiblehose.com to order the incredible Flexible Hose for only $19.95. Call right now and we will include a 7-way adjustable spray nozzle free. You can choose a full action spray, a gentle mist, a powerful jet, a vertical mist, flat spray, a cone spray, or a soaker setting. So stop coiling your hose with bulky devices. Flexible hose automatically retracts in seconds and weighs less than 1 pound. In fact, a 75-foot hose easily fits in a small bucket and stores away neatly in a drawer. Flexible hose saves you precious space on boats and is perfectly portable for RVs. But wait, order today and we'll give you a second flexible hose system free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 2 flexible hoses and 2 7-way adjustable spray nozzles, a $40 value, all for only $19.95. This offer is not available in any store. Order now.
To order flexible hose and take advantage of this amazing double offer, call 1-800-769-3384 or go to flexiblehose.com. Remember, this offer is not available in stores, so call now.
It's been 3 months since a deadly tornado ripped through Moore, Oklahoma, devastating the city. In the days afterward, more tornadoes swept through the area.
Floyd Bowman and his 2 sons were among those who lost everything. But Operation Blessing stepped in, and now they have their home back.
All right, here we go. I got people from all over the country that want to say something very special to you on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So these are the volunteers that came from all over. This is Floyd.
Nice to meet y'all.
This is Austin. This is Fred. Hi, Fred. So what do you guys think about all this so far?
Nice.
You think it's nice?
Look! Dad, it looks nice. Look!
Hey, come here.
Austin, what do you think? You're welcome, man. You surprised?
This is me and Freddy's. Yes.
There's one theme that's resounded, and it's what an awesome dad you are. And I know it's been really tough for you, and I'll never forget meeting you when that bathroom was gutted out, and you could see the ground, and the house was falling apart. And you were doing everything you could to rebuild this house by yourself. And I remember that day, and we prayed together, and you had tears in your eyes, and you said, I'm doing the best I can. And I knew at that moment we had to help you.
Get out of Roger's way. I wanted to give you this gift of the Bible, and a bunch of the volunteers have been able to sign this, but we just wanted to say we love you, we're praying for you, and we rejoice with you, we celebrate with you guys. And we're really happy for you. Congratulations. Thanks, boss. God bless you guys.
Everybody comes back saying, what an awesome dad you are. And you may feel like you're alone at times, Floyd, but you are an incredible dad. And there's many other people we could have said yes to, but God put you in our path.
Oh my goodness, is that a tearjerker?
Oh, I'll tell you what, amazing.
See those little boys are like, I get the top bunk.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, running in. It's
What a
nice,
blessing.
Dad.
Operation Blessing.
Yeah, well, they've been on the ground in Oklahoma from the day that twister hit on May 20th.
Yeah, the ministry has used thousands of volunteers to give spiritual care and practical help, as you just saw, to the victims, as well as the many emergency workers. And we're so proud of what they do. Well, that's going to do it for all of us here at CBN NewsWatch.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Good night.